Declaring your winner by unanimous decision, Jake Paul!
It's evident that the public decided Paul won this high-stakes fight. Tyson was too old to be fighting Paul for money in the first place, but his seniority in boxing and skills means he should have easily won and saved his reputation. What if we reverse time and help the only worthy winner, Tyson, win in the end? During the 8th round, Paul and Tyson shuffle around the ring, each one preparing to strike. Paul decides to shuffle to the opposite side of the ring, aiming to be in a more advantageous position. Tyson sees this and starts running towards Paul, not wanting to be vulnerable to Paul's plan. This is where Tyson loses.
Tyson and Paul are both traveling to a point, and this distance between them creates a right triangle. And Tyson is traveling to the left 4 feet per second, so his velocity is negative 4 feet per second. And Paul is traveling 16 feet to this point, and he's traveling at negative 6 feet per second. So that means he's going down at a speed of 6 feet per second. And the distance between Paul and Tyson right now is 20 feet.
To determine who will get to the point first, the first thing we need to do is find how long it'll take Paul to get to this point. So you can use the known formula, time equals distance over speed, and we can see that Paul's distance is 16, and his speed or velocity is negative 6. And since he wouldn't be going at a negative speed, he would take the absolute value of his velocity. In doing that, you can find that it will take him 2.667 seconds to get to this point. And next, to find Tyson's time to get to the point, you first need to find the distance that he is from the point, because that's not given. And you can do that using the Pythagorean theorem, since this is a right triangle. So you plug in known values and into the Pythagorean theorem, and through solving you can find that x equals 12, which is his distance. And then you do the same thing that you did for Paul, where you put his distance and his speed into this formula to find how long it'll take for him to get to the point. And we found that his distance is 12 and his speed is negative 4. You would take the absolute velocity, or the absolute value of negative 4, because he wouldn't be going at a negative speed. In doing that, you can see that it takes him 3 seconds to get to the point. And comparing these two, since this one is shorter, Paul is going to get to the point first.
Tyson needs to speed up to win this.
How are we going to help Tyson fix this?
I know what we have to do. We'll send him a divine message telling him to run as fast as he can until he meets Tyson.
Perfect! Quickly, we need to find the time to tell Tyson that he needs to run, so he'll understand the message in the frantic moment. So because we want to help out Tyson here, we need to find what speed he would actually need to move to get to this point first. And again, we know that the time it would take equals distance over speed. And we need to determine a time that is less than 8/3, which we have already determined is the time that it'll take Paul to reach the point. And because we know Tyson's distance from the point, we can set up an inequality. So we know that distance over speed is equal to time. And so because this is Paul's time, this has to be less than that. So 8/3 is less than 12/v. And we can get rid of and again, v is our velocity of Tyson. And so we can get rid of our fraction by cross multiplication. So we therefore have 8v is greater than 3 times 12, which is 36. And this means v has to be greater than 4.5. And this is actually going to be our speed, because Tyson's velocity would be negative, but his speed would be the absolute value of that. So Tyson would need to travel 4.5 feet per second to the left in order to get to the point before Paul. In order to find when Paul and Tyson will make contact, we have to find the rate of change of the distance that is between Paul and Tyson. And in order to do that, we have to find the derivative of this function, which is 2a times a prime dA over dt plus 2b times db over dt. and that's equivalent to 2c times dc over dt. And we can plug in our known values, and we know that the distance between Paul and the point is 16 feet. So we do 2 times 16 times his velocity, which is -6, and if we add that to 2 times the distance that we have already determined between Tyson and the point of contact, which is 12. And because we want Tyson to get there first, we have to use a value greater than 4.5. For say we can use 4.6. And because he's traveling in a negative direction, this will be -4.6. And we can set that equivalent to 2 times 20, which is our distance between Paul and Tyson at the original point, times the derivative that we're going to find of that value. And so from that we get -192 minus 110.4, which is equivalent to 40 times dc over dt, which is the rate of change over c in relation to time. And this will get us -302.4 divided by 40. So therefore, the rate of change of this value is dc over dt, which is equivalent to -7.56. And in order to figure out how much time has passed when they reach contact, we can find time is equal to distance divided by speed. And the distance they have traveled is 18 feet, because in order to make contact, they have to be 2 feet away, and the original distance is 20, and the difference between that is 18. And we divide that by the speed that this value is changing at, which is the absolute value of the velocity, which is -7.56, which is equivalent to 2.381 seconds, which is when they will originally make contact.
The math gods, Kate and Aikem, decide to reverse time with their reversal button gifted by deity Isaac Newton. It is now November 15, 2024, during the final round of the fight. With divine intervention from Kate and Aikem, Tyson can be mathematically guided to end this fight in victory and avoid ridicule from the masses.
Run hard for 2.381 seconds. I don't know why, but maybe if I give everything for these 2.381 seconds, I can win this.
Yes! He got the message perfectly.
Yes! Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth.
Thanks to the blessings of Kate and Aikem, Tyson leaves the ring victorious. All of the news headlines and tweets across social media announce his win during the following days, and Tyson basks in the glory.
Calculus has once again saved the day.